Welcome to a special one shot on tonight's episode of Crit Test Dummies. Tonight, we are not in Faerun for, I think, the first time ever on this stream. We are going to be in the world of Supers and Sorcery. This is an original campaign setting that was developed by Daylight Productions, also known as Cameron Day and Adam Hancock. It is available on DriveThru RPG. If you like what you see here, go check it out. You might recognize Adam Hancock. He was an author for Baldur and Outpost Adventure in our second tier arc, and amongst a whole cadre of other amazing writers. There's also Stephen Pankotai, who I'm pointing out because he did Mind Your Head, which kicked off our third arc and was the first TPK we've ever had in our show. So, hey, there's that. There's Cameron and Adam, along with Steven and a whole bunch of other writers and artists, have put together this amazing setting. If you like superheroes and high fantasy and ever wondered what they would be like if they were whatever that sound effect was for putting things together, that's what this is. Quick introduction to the world. We are on the world of Geistala. Geistala? I'm going to go with Geistala. This is a world built by the Seven Titans: Paragon, Intellect, Honor, Willpower, Heart, Friendship, and Duty. After the rise of another power known as the Maddening, Paragon defeated it, but sacrificed himself in the process, and also kind of killed most of life on the planet. Whoops. But then the portals were activated by something. Who knows what? These started bringing in beings from different planes, different dimensions, slowly populating the once abandoned shining city of Beacon. As these new peoples brought in faiths and magics and magitech and other technologies and philosophies, Beacon, the shining city of Geistala, was rebuilt. Protecting the city are the Portaliers, are 7 heroes that have taken up mantles, artifacts, one for each of the different titans that protect the city and the world at whole. This is not a story of them. This is a story of 4 others. In this world of heroes, there are heroes of all shapes and sizes and experience levels. These are not the Portaliers. These are beginners. So in our city of Beacon, we are going to start with Shane joining us this evening. Shane, who are you in this city?
So today I'm going to be playing Loie Lynn Harrelson. She is a head reporter for the Daily Bureau, I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure that the actual setting of the game had a different name, but
hey, we'll call it that.
Yeah. She's a head reporter, very dedicated towards her work and her job. She's willing to do whatever it takes to get the new scoop, the new story. She wants the story of the century on the Portaliers. Nice. So at the moment, she's searching for a route into the superhero world as an undercover journalist in order to get the best possible scoop. Therefore, she has created the alternate persona for herself, the superhero Skelegirl. Her skeleton powers of calcium strength lend her the access to the impossible. And she is going to be using that to mingle with other superheroes of her skill level, let's say, and find out some stories.
On your quest for stories, you come across... Where are you today? Are you in Midtown, happen in Art District? Are you more in the docks where seedy things may happen? Where are you?
I think she's headed towards the docks, trying to get some of the minor crimes, you know?
Of course. So as we're in the dock area, you look out to the north across the bay that Beacon is centered around. And your reporters sense that a story is incoming, starts tingling, and you look off to the north and you see this red speck off in the distance that very quickly gets larger and larger and larger. And soon enough you realize that what you're looking at is a large red dragon flying south towards the city at an incredible rate. before almost anybody can realize what's happening, you see this immense red bean, at least 50 feet from tip to tip of the wings, start flying low and over the bay and release a blast of fire across a nearby building. And as it continues to fly low over the city and you start to hear screams from nearby, you look over towards the building that it had hit with fire and start to see the fires catch. And see in what looks to be just kind of a local coffee shop, a small family just huddled in a corner that you can see through the window as the building around them starts to catch fire. What do you do?
She already has her journal out. She's jotting down notes throughout the entire time, looking in awe at this dragging, and finally seeing the actual family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose I'm supposed to be a superhero as well. I better get to helping. And she runs off to try and help them out and pull them out.
Okay. So are you just walking through the door? Or are you going to make more of an entrance through the window? What are you doing?
She uses her walking through the door. The building itself is on fire?
Yeah, it hit the roof and you're starting to see just like flaming timbers fall to the ground near the building. You get the sense that it's probably not the most stable building for very long.
I see. Yeah, she'll just plainly open the door and then sort of hop through and make her skele stance, which is she just sort of stands with her arms wider apart.
Okay.
She has a femur symbol across her
Nice.
shoes.
So you see a mom and a dad and what looks to be about a 10-year-old girl, and the girl's huddled up against her parents, and the dad just looks up and is like, "Who are you?"
The name's Skele Girl. I'm new on the scene and I'm gonna be helping you out today.
Okay. And with that, you hear as a large timber falls right in front of the door, ablaze, blocking that particular entrance.
Oh no, blocked entrances, my only weakness. Luckily, I've got a plan. She's going to activate her Skele stance attack move, which is she picks up an object and throws it at the nearest window.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. Here we go.
Unarmed strike, 11-10. It's a window. It's not that hard. So you pick up something nearby, and just kind of a stool next to the cafe bar, and chuck it through the window, and there's a huge as the window shatters, and the dad just looks. You broke our window. Never mind. We'll deal with that later. So go through the window then.
Through the window, and remember to tell the journalists when they come to you all about Skele Girl, the heroic actions of the half-woman,
and they're not listening
skeleton.
to you. The dad's already hopped through and is the mom's handing the daughter off.
Nice. She continues just spieling and spieling on.
As you are spieling, eventually, obviously the story is following the dragon. With that, we are going to jump over to Patrick. Patrick, who are you today?
Hi, I will be playing Little Goblin, Little Green Goblin. No affiliation with the Marvel franchise there, but essentially he was a failed or successful experiment of a mad scientist that he was fortunate enough to escape from. Not really sure how he got in that lab or of anything prior to his capture. But he managed to escape with a bunch of utilities that he grabbed on his way out. And he's on the run ever since and realized whatever that scientist did to him resulted in him being sort of strong, unusually strong. And he sometimes just loses it. When he was held captive, he was like charmed and under hypnosis. He was shown constant images of feral beast fighting and like murderous images and people like being slaughtered. He was basically brainwashed into becoming probably like a brute bodyguard for that scientist.
Cool.
But his normal nature is like he doesn't really like that. He was quite peaceful before, and his nature is not of that vicious kind.
Okay. And what do you go by now? What's your name?
His name is now the Hornet.
Okay. Mr. the Hornet, where do you spend your days? Where are you today?
I think I'm still on my way, or like almost arriving to the town of Beacon.
Okay.
I've never seen the big city, but I just wanted to get as far away as possible from that lab down in the south.
As you come in from the main road, coming from the east, you come into a city ablaze. You've heard that Beacon was a shining bright city. You didn't realize it meant that it was on fire bright.
Okay.
And as you come into the eastern part of the city, through the main road into an area called the Enlightened Heights, it's kind of the government center of the city, there's panic. People are running everywhere, and you spot nearby two people in kind of darker clothes that have, in the middle of the panic, are helping themselves to what looks to be some expensive jewelry in a shop window.
You there! Stop it!
Wait,
It is not yours!
who said that? And they turn and look, and then look down. What you gonna do about it?
Oh, you'll see.
You see me wearing a double-bladed scimitar, a really long one, like longer than me.
Uh-huh.
And I'll press the button on my belt that also has a harness connected, and like little insect wings appear. And I take off and I charge at them.
Make an intimidation check for me, please.
Oh, cool. I think I'm proficient in that even. Where's my dude? There's my dude. Please stand by.
Yay, technology.
Yes, there.
22, a natural 20. So as you come into this new city, and one of the first things you see is people looting this jewelry store, you take off, and true to your name, there is this buzzing of wings as you come point first, and whether it's the flames or the sun, something just kind of shines off the blade, so it looks to almost blinding them as they see you, this little goblin creature flying towards them. Just, oh, bloody hell, another hero! And just drop what they are and take off down the road. And as you chase your quarry, we will jump to Lance, our guest today from 20-Sided Adventures. Who are you playing today, my good man?
So today I am playing Lodi. Lodi is an aquatic chlorophoque. They are based off of the lotus, the water lotus, and they are not very big. In fact, they're kind of scrawny. But they have left their patch because we all know that lotus and water lilies spread a lot. So he comes from a very large patch. They are kind of like this lighter green with darker green patches all over and what looks like freckles, maybe. They have a giant lily pad on their head with a big lotus flower, along with branches and leaves sticking out everywhere.
Okay.
And they are pretty new to Beacon. They come from the wilds. They're currently hanging out in the shadows, kind of eyeing who they can maybe snag something from, because life in the big city was not what they were expecting.
Okay. As an aquatic chlorophoque, would you be hanging around maybe like the rivers near the Exalted Gardens, which is kind of a farming agricultural center maybe, or is there somewhere else you would like to be?
I think they're probably towards the docks.
So let's pick up with you, Loti. This huge, immense dragon, 50 foot from wingtip to wingtip, is terrorizing and flying over Beacon. You said you were in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
describe yourself again real quickly for our audience, and then...
Yeah, so Lodi is a kind of scraggly, short chlorofolk with patchy green skin and wily pink, white, and green hair with a lotus flower and a giant lily pad hanging off their head. Came from a big patch, left the patch, have kind of gotten into the big city with no idea what to do, so they've taken up a little bit of thievery, and they're currently using their sticky fingers to steal some bread or something when this dragon flew over, and I think they just stop and just stare up with these really big, immense gold eyes like, oh, that's new.
And you and a bunch of other folk nearby, in this kind of bridge over a river near this market, are all just in awe. And someone finally says, "Ah, the Portaliers!" And you see flying through the air towards this red dragon 3 figures that you would recognize, that go by the names of Paragon, Heart, and Will. Paragon, obviously carrying the mantle of the Titan Paragon in shining blue as she flies through the air, and you just see her punching the crap out of a giant red dragon. As next to her, doing the same for the other side of it, not flying so much as repeatedly jumping, a green half-orc woman known as the Mantle of Will, that is poof, jumping through the air with a glowing green fist, trying to punch the dragon out of the sky as well. And with one of those punches, you see the dragon get sent hurtling back, and you realize it's heading in your direction, possibly heading towards the bridge that people are standing in awe on. You see 2 people in the middle of the bridge that are just kind of frozen in fear in place as they see this dragon hurtling towards the bridge that they're standing on. What would you like to do?
Well, I think they're going to look at the dragon coming towards them and then look around, have a moment of like, do I really need to? Never really thought about being a hero. Never really crossed their mind. But I think out of instinct, they're going to grab these 2 people and jump off the bridge into the water.
Okay. Do you say anything to them as you grab them, or are you just like tackling them off?
I think he'll yell, "Move it!"
Make a persuasion check for me, please. See if you can kind of break through their reverie as they watch a, huge dragon hurtle towards them.
That's a 9.
Oh, that's a 9.
A strong 9.
Strong 9, yes. And as you yell at them, one of them looks to be a younger man, kind of snaps his head out and looks at you. Huh? And the other person next to him, which seems to be a slightly older than him woman, is still just staring at it. So you try and tackle them off, and they're essentially dead weight. Can you make an athletics check for me, please?
You betcha.
As we all know, athletics is great for rogues.
That is a 22.
22, and yes it is. I didn't say that sarcastically at all. And despite the fact that both of them are dumbfounded and not really reacting to you and not realizing what you're doing, you just double clothesline them both, and you go toppling off of this bridge just in the nick of time as there is as the dragon impacts and slams into the bridge, and you start to see stones fall around you from side to side. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Always. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. And both of the people rolled really well for that too. As the 3 of you just kind of, after plunging in the water, you're able to keep them under and maneuver them a little bit, and using your aquatic chlorofolk abilities, kind of maneuver through the water pretty easily and get them out of danger. And as you come up and they come up for air. Thank you. We are going to move.
They're just barely out of the water, just eyes and a lily pad, just staring at them, unamused.
Just see kind of this glow of yellow. Thank you. They say it again with kind of a question mark at the end of it this time. We moved last but not least of our group for today. Luke.
Greetings, young ones. I am... What's my name again? Mediocrities. I am a bioluminescent chlorofolk. Researcher all his life, especially concerning things under the ground, since he has some sort of an aptitude for that, being basically a bioluminescent, that's a difficult word, bioluminescent shroom person. He is an older fellow, really thin, and he has a big beard with a mixture of glowing shrooms and almost dreadlock-like hair.
Mm-hmm.
The hair is white, the shrooms are kind of like brown, gray, blackish.
Cool, and kind of just that greenish blue luminescent glow as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. Yeah, he is at some point when he was on one of his excursions, he uncovered something magical that changed him, gave him kind of magical powers, which are a little bit unpredictable at times.
Nice.
He's a wild magic sorcerer. And yeah,
Okay.
I think that covers.
Most of it. Where are you on a normal day?
I would be in the library, probably, if I am at the city.
Okay. So in the library, you'd also be near the Enlightened Heights, which is kind of this southeastern area of the city towards the main entrance. So actually near where the Hornet recently was running some thugs terrified down the street. And you hear and feel this low rumble through the building as this dragon starts attacking your part of the city. As you run outside to see what the hell is going on, you see this ancient red dragon do this flyby. And as you look up, you see two kids that have climbed onto a nearby building. And you see one of them kind of like, see, I told you, the Portaliers right there! As they're in awe of on watching the city's heroes take on this giant threat, completely unaware of the danger around them because kids. And as you're watching, there's another flyby of the dragon with the Portaliers close behind. And as the dragon's going, one of the kids is leaning over to get a good look and loses his balance and catches the edge of the roof. So you have one kid hanging off of the edge of this roof nearby. What do you do?
Oh dear. I shout to the kids, "You there, young ones, get to safety. There is a dragon about if you have not noticed yet." I try to maneuver somehow below the kid so that I could potentially catch him if he falls.
Are you gonna catch me?
How high is he up above me?
About 20 feet. He's about two floors up.
Oh dear. I don't have any spells that do anything there, so...
I mean, you could always just try to catch him.
Yes, I will catch you.
Okay. And the free hand covers the eyes as they just let go. Can I get a dexterity check for me, please?
Ah, okay, that's better. I thought you were going to ask me to do acrobatic athletics. Just a check, right?
Yes. 10. Good enough. It's not graceful. You less catch the person and more they safely fall on top of you.
Oh dear, my bones.
And in a of luminescent green spores from the mushrooms in your beard. The little kid kind of crashes on you, and you both land in a heap. And kid, thank you.
It's all right, young one. Oh, I'm getting torn.
You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from the kid falling on you.
Ooh.
And the kid just kind of gets up and runs up. Oh, mommy!
It's all right, little one.
The other kid is like, I'm gonna come down now! And you see them go off to wherever the stairs are for that.
All right, stay safe.
As you hear more screaming coming from the center of the city, where the dragon has moved off to. And we're gonna go... Sorry, go ahead.
He's gonna kill me one day, but off I go.
And we're going to go there now. Whether through chasing a story, whether through curiosity, perhaps knowing that where there's chaos, there's bread to be gotten, literal or figurative, or through a sense of justice and a sense of wanting to do right. The four of you converge onto more or less the center of this city. Actually near what's Paragon's overlook towards kind of the really nice area and kind of this overlook onto the city. There's a little town square that all of you hear screams from and start running towards. And I would like you to place your tokens somewhere on this map, please. So Loti, you would be coming from the west side, so that'd be over here. Louis, you are coming from the north, so either of these two northern. And if we could get Mediocrities and the Hornet coming from either the south or the southwest, wherever you would like to come from, please. Okay. Sweet. Let's see here. Loti. So as Loti gets their token on here, describe what you see. You four converge from different angles onto this square, and you see people scattering away from it as you come in, and you hear before you see it this kind of. And as you come in, you see what looks to be kind of a store in the center of this town. The front balcony entranceway to it is collapsed. And you see this, what looks to be like melted wood almost from the support beams. And in the middle of the square is this copperish looking dragon. It's much smaller than the red one, raging overhead. But this little copper dragon, I say little, it's like 7-8 feet across rather than 50, just thrashing back and forth, and every once in a while spitting this line of acid, and you start to see other buildings with the wood and timbers and some stonework being melted through as people are running away. There's a cart in the middle nearby with a little girl kind of cowering behind it, and other adults just poof, streaming away. Okay, with that, I would like you to roll initiative, please.
Help me out. How do I get my token on the screen? It won't work.
Okay, if you click that little newspaper, you click the name and drag it over. It should get you there. Yeah, it's weird. You would think it's clicking the token. It's not. It's clicking the name.
I mess that up every time.
Yep. I still do that. We've
Got
been
it.
using this program for like a year now. Okay, so I need to roll for my little copper dude here.
Hang on, I think my dog is eating something he shouldn't.
While the master is distracted with games, I shall eat all the things.
Luke is now playing the real life hero.
Saving the dog from the Legos or whatever else.
The malice
In
of
the
the
trash.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a 14. Okay, so we have from Louis is a 13.
Mhm.
Louis Lane, 13. The Hornet, 12. All bunched up there. Mediocrities, true to your name, is a 7. And Loti, what do we got?
8.
8. Let's see here. And I'm assuming because you're over top of a building that you're flying right now, Hornet? You're also muted.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, the dragon is, Little Wormling is actually first. And they're thrashing around and seeing 4 newcomers kind of come in. They're going to back up and just kind of and spit a line of acid out at this cart here. And you hear the girl behind it as the axle melts away and the whole cart tips over, spilling cabbages all over this area. And
My cabbages.
My cabbages.
that was not a reference at all. Louis Lane, what are we doing?
Louis arrives at the scene and looking around, she screams out, "Isn't some hero going to help the situation?" And then she stops for a moment, looks down, and remembers that she's still wearing her like hero outfit. Oh yeah, right. She's going to just recklessly charge in with a very rusty and sort of, it looks like maybe she picked it out of the trash somewhere, a rapier sword.
Okay, cool.
So let's see, I'm gonna move straight up here
Okay,
and just attack.
go for it. Swipey swipe. 18 hits.
Wow. Good job, Lily. Let's see. That's
3 points of damage.
3.
It's 3 points of piercing damage as you just run up and it's like, right, I'm the hero. Stabbity. And you feel it go in, but as you pull it out, you see that it only went in like this much. Didn't seem to do a whole lot. What's your passive perception?
Oh, good question. It is 11.
11. As you're this close and you're stabbing this thing, you notice almost like a black collar around this thing's neck with a little black box on the back of it. Hornet. Muted.
Okay. Is the dragon currently on the ground? No.
Yes, it is currently on the ground on all fours, just kind of thrashing around.
Okay. I cannot really gain altitude being 40 feet away and still attack, right?
Mm-mm.
I'll just I'll boost towards the dragon and I swing my blade, sort of like an assistant rotor.
Yeah.
And I just strike him down. I try to hit him. I can reach him. I can go.
Yeah.
I think here or like from above.
Yep.
Because I got 40 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
So first attack.
12 is gonna miss.
Oh no!
As the double-bladed scimitar, as you're flying by, the little wormling sees you and just, quick as a snake, like just ducks under you, and you catch nothing but air as you try and rake across its back.
You're a stinger, just like me.
And I'll turn the blade around and attack with a bonus action.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, that wasn't. I need to attack first.
Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't it work? Okay. 13.
Still misses.
No!
As you come in for another swipe, and the wormling's tail just kind of whips back and knocks the blade aside. And that will bring us to Loti.
All right. So Loti is going to move right about there, and is actually going to cast Eldritch Blast at the dragon.
Oh, cool!
So that is a 18.
18 to hit. Absolutely hits.
I just actually have to find my dice. That is 4.
4 points of damage. Okay. Yeah. You just come in. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
So it's kind of like this bright green, but it also looks kind of gaseous because lotus flowers are poisonous. So
I actually did not know that.
Oh yeah, they call kidney failure. It's great.
Oh, okay. And you do your kind of motion, and this noxious green blast catches the dragon in the side. And if any of you speak Draconic, you just hear, "Oh, my kidneys!" He definitely turns and looks at you, not happy with this new development. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Mediocrities.
Ah, yes. Where's my... There. I try to squeeze past those two women. Excuse me, ladies.
Yep.
May I?
Easy enough.
I move over here, and I will use my Tides of Chaos to get advantage on an attack roll.
Nice.
And use it for my Firebolt.
Go for it. Good
22.
thing you took advantage. The first roll was a 1. 22
Wow,
hits.
6 full damage.
6 points of damage. Okay. So the dragon at this point... being hit on all sides by magic at this point, not looking too thrilled about the whole thing.
Sorry, if I still have movement, I would like to take cover somewhere.
I mean, you've only moved 10, so yes, you still have movement.
What about these two? Are these...
Those are stools. Those aren't going to be something you can hide behind.
Oh. I don't really see anything. I would move closer to the wall here, just
Okay.
against the wall, try to keep cover that way.
Okay.
Kind of.
The commoners are up. They are going to run the hell away. Run away, run away. Except for the little girl that is now just cowering behind a slowly melting wooden cart of cabbages.
Oh no.
And that will bring us to the dragon. Hornet, what's your passive perception? And you're muted?
11.
11. Okay. You as well also see that black collar in the black box on the back of the wormling's neck. Loti and Mediocrities, if your passive perception is 15 or higher, from a distance you would also notice it.
13 for me.
13, so you haven't seen it yet. Okay. So the two that have gotten up close notice something's a little different here. It... Not... Oh, right, because it just used its breath. Does it get it back? Okay. Will kind of looking around, just... It's about to spit acid again when it's hit on all sides and just... Almost has this fuck-up moment and takes a swipe at... Takes a bite out of the first person to attack it. So, Louis. That will be an 17 to hit.
It's for sure.
Okay. And we'll do 9 points of piercing damage.
Whoa. 9. Things are looking dire for the hero.
And then it will just, in almost a desperate attempt, is just going to fly straight up 60 feet. So that means that Louis and Hornet, you both get opportunity attacks, as it will fly up past you.
Who's going first?
Either one of you.
That's a 12 for me.
12 misses. 6 definitely misses. That's a nat 1.
What am I rolling?
As it just suddenly, with more speed than either one of you would expected, as you both kind of futilely swipe the air underneath it as it goes away. It is now 60 feet up in the air. And we go to Louis.
What do I have that does 60 feet range? Oh, here's something. Yeah, Louis gonna call out, "The villain flees the scene. What a show of cowardice from the evil forces." I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
So
Is that a
is
save
a
or
wisdom save.
Wisdom save? You got it.
DC 13.
DC 13. That's a 14 success.
Let's see. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away.
Okay.
So that's 3d6. Let me roll that. Let's see. I rolled a 6, so 3 damage.
3 points of damage. Okay. As you.
And yeah, movement, I'll just move towards the girl to try and help.
Okay. What are the dissonant whispers? What do you actually say to distract and hurt this thing?
Yeah, it's supposed to make the thing run away, so that the villain flees the scene is my dissonant whispers.
Okay. As you villain flee the scene, and you see the dragon kind of look at you for a moment, just shake its head and continue what it's doing.
Nice.
Hornet.
I guess I'll move you.
I will fly up straight underneath it, and I'll huck a javelin at it.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, I'm saying,
It's being controlled. It's not acting out of its own volition.
Okay.
See the color.
Okay. And are you attacking it or the box, or what are you aiming for?
if I can, I don't know how big it is. I would try to hit the box.
It's not huge. It's not the easiest thing to hit, but you can definitely go for it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Roll to hit the box. 18, yeah, definitely will hit.
Yeah.
And so you see this javelin kind of fly up. The box is on the back of the neck, so you can't really hit that, but aiming for the collar, you see the javelin very neatly, well thrown, kind of catch the side of it and start to slice through it. And you see it rip just a little bit. It's not fallen off yet, but it's not holding on as well as it was.
Does it just barely?
Yeah, it's just barely hanging on still.
I don't suppose a Fury of the Small would tip it over.
What would that do?
It adds another damage.
What? How much damage? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay.
To the collar. So it's 9 damage in total.
9 damage in total. And you see it, you're yelling at it, and you see the rip just a little bit further, but there's a few little bits of leather holding it on still. Okay, anything else?
I think I'm like 20 feet below it, but I'm mid-air, so I suppose I cannot hide anywhere.
Not really. We're in the middle of the air.
Yeah. All right. Mechanically, I can take a bonus action to disengage or hide.
Yeah.
I'll take a little ball out of my utility belt and appear into smoke, and I hide in the smoke cloud. If that works, I don't know.
Make a stealth check for me, please.
Technically, I still need an object to hide behind, so probably not.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
21.
And nat 20, of course. Okay, yeah, you've moved it in. There is a spit of smoke directly under the dragon now, so it's now obscured from the rest of you. But near as you can tell, you're also obscured from it.
All right. Cool.
That will bring us to Loti. So you hear this. It's being controlled. It tucks at this collar that you can now notice now that it's been pointed out. And then there's an explosion of smoke hiding everything.
They kind of let out this frustrated, like, ugh. Because now they can't see the dragon. I think they're going to... Can they climb up onto that little rooftop with a hornet?
Yeah. If you don't have a climb speed, make an acrobatics check for me, please.
Acrobatics is pretty good. That is 22.
Okay. Yeah, easily. You're able to climb up there, no problem.
And then I'll just ready attack
Okay.
for my next turn.
Absolutely.
With my rapier.
Ready a rapier attack. Got it. That will then bring us to mediocrities.
From my position here, can I see the dragon, or is it also obscured?
Mm-hmm. It is partially obscured.
So it would be like some kind of cover, or
I would say...
Peter?
Yeah.
When I attacked it with the javelin, I was 20 feet below it, and then I used my poof.
Yeah.
So technically, if you stand like away from it, you clearly see the dragon.
Right, and saying that for him, that he's kind of far enough away that... Yeah, you can. If you need sightline, you can see it. If you're doing a ranged attack, it would probably get partial cover bonus, though.
Okay.
all right, I will fire a firebolt again.
Okay. That's a 7. Regardless of smoke cloud, that just is nope. You're almost again. It's moving faster than you expect, and as you're trying to aim it, you don't lead it quite correctly, and it just shoots off into the air.
All right. Well, I guess I will move closer to the girl in the cart as well.
Okay. It cannot see what's below it right now. Yeah. So it's going to dive back down and go 5, 10 over here. So it's now 10 feet in the air and kind of seeing you, mediocrities, because you're the last person that attacked it and about the only person that it could see.
Hello?
And does not get its breath weapon back, so it is going to use its action to double its movement and get behind you. Whoop, not that one.
Right behind me, isn't it?
Yep, and land right behind you and just roaring, hissing at you as it lands behind you, getting ready to attack. And that will bring us to Alue. Who's muted? Who is still muted?
My shortcut wasn't working. I unfortunately suspect that psychic damage won't work very well against a black box / collar. So, therefore, I'm going to recklessly charge once again in with a rapier as a bard.
Go for it.
So, yeah, I'll just move around mediocrities and take some swings. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, aiming at the actual collar.
At the box itself, yep.
Whoa!
Natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, for 9 more points of damage to this collar. You see the little slice through the collar that's already been made by Hornet's Javelin. And you neatly, almost nonchalantly, just and finish the cut, and the whole collar, as the dragon's rearing back, just flies off the neck and goes crashing into the ground. And you see this little bit of spark from it as it impacts on the ground. And the dragon just... What? Where? What? And just kind of sits back, almost like a dog that's been caught doing something bad.
Was that in common?
It was.
Oh. Seems there's mischief at play. This is a good story. She's going to start examining the box, the collar.
Okay. Make an investigation check, please.
Sure. Let's see. Investigation. 17.
17. Wow.
Oh, actually, I also took the skilled background.
Nice.
So, I'm going to roll a d4
And
and add that to my roll.
For 21 on the investigation.
Nice.
this is beyond you, but you've seen some very similar things to this before. You recall a story not long ago of mind control. And some magitech that somebody was experimenting with that. And there's something about the design of this that is sparking a memory. It's out of your realm of knowledge beyond that, but it does seem reminiscent of that. And as you're studying it, and you hear in the distance the ancient red dragon still attacking and the fight going on overhead, the other dragons looking at all four of you and the little girl that's still cowering there. I'm terribly sorry. What? Did I do this?
It's a bit of a long story, but indeed, you were attacking.
Oh dear. I'm so sorry. And what is that? And the little copper wormling looks up and sees the red dragon. Carl? Oh dear.
So Carl's the name, eh? At the red dragon, the big.
Yes.
It's like one big.
The big red dragon is named Carl, apparently.
Okay. She's gonna look around the scene to the other people who were helping out and says, "The heroes are victorious, but it looks like there was some mischief at play. This dragon means no harm." To everyone else.
I really don't. I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right. It's all right, I say in Draconic.
Oh.
Are we still in initiative?
You are not. You can do whatever you wish at this
Okay.
point. Unless one of you wants to keep combat and try and kill the dragon, you're out of initiative at this point.
It's all right, fireball.
Eldritch Blast.
Can I fly up to the dragon?
Hey, Mr. Dragon.
Oh, you're curious.
Let me get this box off of you.
Yeah, the box is already off of the dragon. It's kind of on the ground. Louis looking at it. Sorry, Skelegirl is looking at it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The box came off with the
Yes.
with the collar together. Okay.
Is that your friend up there?
Yes. This is my friend, Uncle Carl. He's really nice. I don't know what's happening.
Perhaps he's being controlled too.
Was I being by that thing?
I think so.
Surely, he wouldn't do this on his own.
May I take a look at this box?
I handed over the mediocrities.
Okay.
Can I see if I can figure out what makes it tick?
Sure. I'll go ahead and make an investigation check as well. Actually, do an Arcana check, please, for me.
That's better. Arcana.
18. This is, again, not something that you are directly familiar with, but like Louis, you recognize elements of this. And looking at, this is definitely magitech, so essentially technology and magic mixed together. Kind of a unique product of Beacon due to the confluence of all the different cultures and peoples and ideas that come here. There's something about the magic part of it that definitely speaks to charm effects, that type of magic, controlling and influencing how people think.
Okay.
We must warn the others.
How are we going to do that? I would not go near that big thing.
And you hear kind of a voice coming from the shadows nearby. Actually, I believe I can help with that. And
What? Who said that?
you see walking from around the corner a gentleman in tight brown red leather armor with daggers across the chest, vials and swords at his side, and dark purple skin showing at his arms, and long white hair. And the familiar to those of you from Beacon mask of the Mantle of Intellect, one of the Portaliers.
Oh, it is quite an honor to see you here.
And who are you?
Intellect is what I'm usually called. Very well done. with both handling the dragon and the investigation. And your name, young sir? Looking at the wormling, Caraxus, sir. I believe we'll
That's a
take care.
dragon name.
Yeah, we'll get you taken care of. In the meantime, I do believe my friends. And at that moment, he looks up, and you see Will, the green half-orc woman, jump up and just double axe handle the dragon in the back and just sends the dragon careening down. And you hear this that almost shakes the entire city. I do believe they're taken care of. How we can deal with that dragon. Now, if you'll please follow me. And
Is the dragon dead?
Oh, no, that would be a waste.
Before we go, I would like to go to the girl and see if she's all right.
As you go to the girl, can you make a charisma check for me, please?
Of course I can.
18. Or 20. Yeah, 18. Simple. She's almost enthralled by the shift from terror to apparently this, like, very polite now wormling. And the strange man with the pretty glowing mushrooms in his beard.
Are you all right, little one?
Yeah, that was... Why is your beard glowing?
Oh, that's a long story. I had some mushrooms grow in there. It happens when you get underground for too long, you know?
Can I touch one?
Of course, you can even have one. I break a piece off and I hand it.
This is so cool! I'm gonna go tell Johnny! And she just runs off towards the west. Completely distracted at this point. Probably for the best.
Yeah.
So, are you following intellect?
I want to ask intellect. First. I want to
Yeah, of course.
walk up a little bit and say, now, you just hold on just a second here, Buster. Are you saying that you were watching our fight and not helping out?
Didn't look like you needed it, did you?
Doesn't matter, that's not the case here. If I were a Class A reporter, which I'm not, I'm Skelegirl, of course, then you would get a scathing critique for your lack of action here.
He just kind of...
It's kind of a cool name.
He
course
just
it
kind of
is.
smirks at you a little bit and takes out one of the vials next to his belt and throws it over at you, kind of seeing the bite mark from earlier. And that'll help. Come along now. And tosses you a potion of healing.
Nice. Yeah, overwhelmed with curiosity, she'll join up and
Okay.
follow along and sneak down that little potion as well.
2d4 plus 2. You can roll that for yourself if you'd like.
Yep.
And as you're drinking it and following along, he just kind of casually says over his shoulder, I'm sure the story is this way.
She hides. She makes sure that she's hiding her clear journalist notebook a little bit better than she was before.
Loti, would you like to follow?
They're going to be very hesitant, but I think they're going to join up next to their other chlorofolk brethren and just be like, the big city is crazy. Does this happen every day?
Are you still thirsty here too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you will get used to it after a while.
So, was this sort of like the 3 o'clock dragon? Then? Or...
The rush hour.
Oh, yeah.
More a weekly thing than a daily thing.
I'm not familiar myself, but are people usually named after attributes here? Or is it more of a title?
It's a publicity thing. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
They're all about the marketing here. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. You know that these particular heroes, and even those of you from out of town, would have heard of the Portaliers, at least from stories. Whether you'd recognize them on sight or not, you know of them. It's kind of like people outside of Metropolis. They've heard of Superman, even if he doesn't work in their city.
Unless you've lost your memory.
Unless, yes. So, as you start moving along, this strange person with the quiet confidence that he knows you'll come along. Whether reading your desire for a story or reading your curiosity or sense of adventure.
This intellect is my hero, my personal hero.
For some of you, exactly. You start making your way east. And as you head east, those of you that are local, so Mediocrities and Louis, realize that you're headed towards the crater. The crater is an area on the northeastern side of the city. It has some stuff in it, but it's a site of an ancient battle. There's different theories of what happened there, but nothing's ever really been rebuilt there. Nothing seems to want to be rebuilt there. And there's strange magic that's just kind of still there. So naturally, in a city of superheroes, whenever something big and nasty attacks, like they have just done, the Portaliers tend to try and guide it towards this part of town that's already kind of blown up anyways. I know, why can't Metropolis ever do that? That would be so much forethought to do that. This is the designated area for superhero fights. And as you're going, you notice that the copper wormling is kind of trotting along behind you, seemingly curious about what's happened to its friend. As you're traveling, you can't speak with each other. You can ask Intellect any questions that you wish. You can talk to Caraxus if you want, or we can go to the crater. Whatever you wish.
Mr. Caraxus, I'm terribly sorry I attacked you earlier. I didn't hit you. I didn't mean to. I'm just happy that you're free now.
I'm happy to be free too, my strange young goblin. And don't worry, I'm sorry I attacked you. At least, I think I attacked you. Did I attack you?
Did he?
Not
No,
directly.
No, it all was over too fast. You didn't have the chance.
That's good, I think.
Yes.
I think Skelly Girl joins in and says, say, do you remember anything that happened before this fight?
Just in the mountains up north in our home, and we had just had a rather large, lovely meal that Carl had caught for us, and just taken a nap, and then I was here, among melting, burning buildings.
Suspicious.
Think of the fight.
Did I kill anyone?
You killed some cabbages.
Oh, that's fine. They give me gas anyways. Nobody really likes cabbages, do they?
It depends how they're prepared.
I
Sure.
look back. I think
Are cabbages a lot different than the tree folk? I wouldn't say that too loud. They might get offended.
You don't see many cabbages just getting up and walking away.
Oh, there's a difference between cabbages and cabbage people. You have to make a distinction.
Hold on a sec. There are cabbage people?
Oh, there are all kinds of things out there.
Lots of cabbage patch.
Oh, goodness. This
As a
really
general
is the
rule-
big city.
As a general rule, do not eat cabbages that have legs and can talk to you.
I only eat meat.
Well, then there is no problem.
Vegetarianism is a very shaky thing in this city. There's Oh man, there's a whole side quest there. So, anything else? As
Hey,
you
I wanna
hear this
get-
kind of chuckle from Intellect as he's listening in on this conversation.
I would definitely want to strike up a conversation with Intellect, as he's like kind of an idol for myself, but I'm kind of blanking right now on what I would ask him.
As you kind of go up to him and kind of curious what to say, Mediocrities, how are you?
Yes, it is quite the pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to finally make your acquaintance as well.
Have we had the pleasure before?
No, but I make it my business to know what's happening in my city.
Oh, this is quite an honor for me. I mean,
He's the owner of the city.
Not.
I bow.
He looks back to you. Not quite, young goblin.
None of the free media has anything to say about it.
I
Are you
never-
from the press?
What ridiculous accusation are you making? I'm clearly Skelliger.
And Intellect is just smirking at you, not even attempting to hide the smirk. I don't quite own the city, but I do think of it as under my care.
So it's... Maybe
So-
someday it'll become my city too.
Perhaps.
Because
young
I
goblin.
care about others.
So I see.
Hey, Intellect, what do you say about these rumors between Will and Paragon?
What rumors
You know
would
the
these
ones I'm
be?
talking about.
He deflects it back to you. So what rumors would this be?
Well, you know, they say that there's a little bit of the going on. There's a little bit of a, well, let's not put it into words, shall we? But personal hero to hero, I'm just curious, you know what I mean?
What is he talking about?
And
I
Intellect
don't
just kind of giggles to himself, which is this odd sound coming from this person that's been very calm and collected to hear actually giggle. People do say the weirdest things about the heroes, don't they? As he continues walking.
Oh, he's gonna.
Oh, are there any ideas on what this could be causing these dragons to attack, aside from these boxes?
No, but it's certainly an interesting problem, isn't it? Let's find out together.
Oh yes, quite dangerous as well, isn't it?
He just kind of
What is
turns
the?
to you and smiles like, well, you did run towards a little dragon earlier, didn't you?
I don't quite know what came over myself as well.
Let's hope it continues to come over you then.
Oh, let's hope not. I'm a bit old for this.
Turns to Loti. And you?
What's the biggest thing that you've ever fought in?
Me
Like-
personally.
Yeah, what's the biggest thing to attack this city? If this happens every week, like, what's the biggest thing that you've ever had to fight?
This doesn't happen every week. And I'm gonna say that dragon here in about 2 minutes. As
So
he's...
that thing's going to come.
No, but it'll be about 2 minutes till we get there. And as you're walking, you've noticed that the scenery has shifted. The buildings are much less cared for here. There's some that are obviously vacant. And you're moving towards the area of the crater at this point.
He's very fearless.
Now then, shall we see what's happening? And as Intellect turns a corner, with all four of you following, you come across a big hole in the ground, and you see the top half of this massive, bigger than you realized from a distance, red dragon. And you hear from behind you, Carl, stop it! It's not you! As you see Will and Paragon kind of on either side of this thing, kind of shielding themselves as this dragon is snapping at them and beating its wings and trying to whip them with its tail. And at one point you see it and breathe out this huge cone of fire that seems to overtake both of them. And you fear for them for just a second as Intellect just kind of puts a hand out very unperturbed by the fact that its friends were apparently just engulfed in fire. And as the fire drowns out, you see Will, the half-orc, standing in front of Paragon. Flesh apparently turned stone for a moment as laughing. Because apparently the fire did absolutely nothing to the two of them. And slightly further back, you hear this like haunting melody coming over the fields as you turn and see another of the Portaliers, this time Hart, sometimes known as Andante. There it is. This pink tiefling, this white dress with this glass violin, about 30, 40 feet back from the action, just playing this melody that seems to permeate through the battlefield, and somehow, even though it's soft, can be heard over the roaring of this dragon, almost like she's playing directly into the minds of the people that can hear her. And
I know this song.
I shout to them, "The collar! The collar!"
And with that, I would like you all to put your tokens on the left side of this map, please, and roll initiative.
Oh no, again.
Sure, let's fight an ancient red dragon.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
I can name you 10 things right off the top of my head.
The west, you said?
Yeah, the west side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is, for mediocrities, 18. That's a lot better. 18 mediocrities. 14 for Louis. That is a 12 for Hornet. And for Lodi, what do we got?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. And Intellect behind you. Almost at the same time as Mediocrities chimes in. We'll take care of the dragon if you could take care of the collar. That would be lovely. As he steps forward into the middle of the battle himself and calls out to his friends, echoing the same idea. Hold it down. We'll take care of the rest. With that, Loti, your turn. You have this red dragon that is thrashing around like mad, breathing fire, whipping its tail and wings and biting towards the Portaliers below it, and a little black box on the back of its neck. What are you going to do?
So he's going to move right about there.
Okay.
And cast Eldritch Blast at the collar.
Go for it. It's a little higher DC for this one because it's a little further away on a much bigger, thrashing, harder thing. That was proper English, I promise.
That would be a natural 20, my friend.
Right off the bat. Go ahead and roll damage for that. 2d10.
Just as a reminder, Lance, there's this feature that you can use on a critical that Peter can elaborate, I think.
Right. There are some alternate rules that haven't really come into effect that are part of this setting. One of them is on a critical hit. You can fling the creature back up to 1d6 times 5 feet.
Cool.
So go ahead and roll damage for that first.
So that's 14.
14 points of damage. Wow, as you slam this ball of this noxious green energy into the neck, and you see sparks come from the thing, and you see the dragon kind of shake its head for a moment, or as it's flying to the side, caught off guard. Poof, neck leading it as it's thrown. Roll a d6 for me, please.
That is a 4.
4. As it is thrown 20 feet, 10, 15, 20 feet away from you, neck first. And you see as it lands, it kind of shakes its head, seeming to catch its bearings for a moment. And then you see this zzz on the back of the box. and it turns and roars again.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Just casually flung a dragon around. Why
Yeah,
not?
that was a start. That will then come to the Portaliers' turns, and you see Willpower, the half-orc, turn towards you. Just nice one. As she just jumps into the air again, hands glowing green, and holds down the dragon. Paragon, little help on the other side. As Paragon will also come to the other side, each of them grabbing a wing and trying to hold this creature down with their strength. Athletic rolls. But even with advantage, that was really bad. Dragon almost wings down, just pushes up, flinging both Willpower and Paragon back 5 feet. As Heart steps forward, changing her tune just a little bit, and what was once an energizing thing, almost the light jig coming from her glass fiddle, energizing her compatriots, turns into seamlessly melds into this much more soothing sound, and you see the dragon slow down just a little bit as her tune changes. Intellect will start running around the field. Can't do a whole lot this turn, though, otherwise. And that will bring us to the dragon itself, which is going to not get that bite. So it's going to move towards Willpower and take a whole bunch of shots at her. The bite comes down, and the 4 of you freak for just a second as Willpower disappears into the mouth of this thing for just a moment. And there's a burst of green energy as Willpower forces the jaws apart and kind of collapses to the ground. You see blood marks around it as she kind of stands back up, just glaring at this dragon, dodging back and forth out of the way of the claws as the dragon tries to follow up. Okay, let's go. And then that will bring us to mediocrities.
Oh, well. I will move forward a little bit.
Okay.
I will move forward 2 squares. And you see me shaking my beard.
Uh-huh.
And there's these glowing spores drifting towards the dragon, and I basically cast Fairy Fire.
Nice.
It has to do a dexterity save.
Dexterity saving throw. What's the DC?
12.
Oh, unfortunately makes it just barely. Did not roll well, but rolled well enough.
Damn it.
It kind of rears back on its hind legs and kind of watches these beautiful pink glowing fungus spores just kind of float back down to the ground and lands back down again, almost on top of them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This Fairy Fire is a racial trait, isn't it?
Yes.
It's in my spell book, but it says as a racial trait I can only cast it once.
Correct.
A day. But I can't cast it again using a spell slot as well.
No, because it's coming from a different source.
All right. And also, there's this part of Tides of Chaos, the one that gave me advantage earlier.
Yep.
Was before the wording I can't really quite understand. Before you regain use of this spell, the DM can have you roll on the Wild Magic Surge table after you cast a first level spell or higher.
Mm-hmm.
You then regain the use of this feature. So if I cast a spell of one first level, you can make me roll on the third. And
Yes,
then
I can. I have chosen not to do it for the moment, but yes, I can.
All right.
Okay, that will bring us to Louis. What is Skelligirl doing?
Skelligirl, clearly, way out of her sphere in this. She's maybe even automatically backed over a little bit towards the corner, as the journalist often is in a fight.
Uh-huh.
I think she whispers to Who's this next to me? Is this the Hornet?
Yep,
Yes.
that's the Hornet.
She whispers to the Hornet as she's passing them. Hey, listen, Buster, this ain't really my gig, you know what I mean? How about you do a thing or two about it? And I'll use my Bardic Inspiration on
Nice.
the
Nice.
Hornet. To look like she's doing an amazing Skella action, she's going to cast Light, which in reality is she takes out a small like burning candle thing that you might buy at a market or somewhere and sort of throws it in front of her. And that's better. Like this, the Skella action.
And there's this. It's slightly brighter near the dragon now. I love it. Hornet.
Oh boy, no time to be scared now.
I get a thing off my pouch, and I have a little syringe that I chuck right into my chest, and I turn dark green, and my eyes start to glow. And I rage.
Nice.
Did the fairy fire succeed or not?
It did not. No.
Okay. I'll then move 40 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, fly above the crater, and I huck a second javelin at the dragon.
Go for it. Are you aiming for the dragon or the black box?
Oh, yes, the black box.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
clarifying. And you can attack the ancient red dragon as a first level if you want to, just for fun. But
Can we say, I don't know, doesn't matter.
fun for me, anyways.
Javelin attack.
8.
An 8.
Gonna miss. As this dragon sees you throw the javelin, actually turns its head and bites it in midair, and you just see the javelin turn into splinters from this dragon biting into it.
Okay.
Okay, that will then bring us back to Loti.
All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm going to move a little bit further behind. And let's just make another distance shot and do Eldritch Blast.
Okay, Eldritch Blast again, go for it.
That is a 14.
That is a 14. Unfortunately, with this dragon, the portaliers weren't able to hold it down, so it's still thrashing around a whole lot. It's hard to get a bead on this little black box on the top of its neck. Unfortunately, it misses.
That's fine.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Gonna hunker down a little bit.
Okay. You hunker down. Willpower. Okay, let's try this again. Stay down this time. And just jumps up and grabs one of the wings and pulls down. Paragon jumping on the other side as well. And with Heart's help, they're both going to do this with advantage this time. Jesus Christ. That's a 2 and a 1 from Willpower. That's better. So Paragon has her side down, holding it down, and her feet digging into the ground around this dragon, almost hook under one of the rocks. And you see this woman that, by her appearances, looks fit, but not incredibly strong. That wing is just pinned to the side. Willpower, unfortunately, you see this half-orc woman holding onto the wing and getting thrown around in the air. Intellect, little help. Absolutely. And he steps forward to the edge of the crater, and you watch him take 2 beats as the wing goes up, down, timing, whoop, jumps, catches one of them, and that's better. Manages to catch one of the wings, and with Willpower's help, hold that wing down. And the dragon is now pinned down for a moment, is struggling, but isn't able to move as much. Effectively, the DC to hit the box is a lot lower now. Brings us to the dragon's turn, unfortunately, who will then try to use an action to get out of that and roll like crap. So, this dragon's just struggling back and forth, and snarling at the portaliers as it's being held down. Intellect turning back to you all. Now, if you would, please. That will bring us to mediocrities.
But of course, I will try to shoot a firebolt at that black box.
You got it. 24, another crit.
Oh yeah!
For 10 more points of damage. What does this look like as you blast this black box? It's going to do enough, so you can do whatever you wish to destroy it.
It just basically explodes.
Okay. As you hit it, and because of the crit rules here, the black box is going to get torn off the collar and flung high into the air. And very Michael Bay-like, you see it. This little black box explode into a shrapnel of magic sparks and electricity and wires and metal shards just come raining down around the area as the dragon suddenly heart
Easy now.
stepping forward, echoing you. It's just playing still. Easy now, and puts her hand up onto the muzzle of this thing. And the dragon just falls asleep, seemingly. Intellect kind of gets up, wipes off his trousers a little bit. Well, better than I expected. Well done.
It's over? Okay.
I mean, if could ask Hart to wake it up again if you want to try to fight a dragon. He smirks at you a little bit.
I would advise against that, friend.
I'm good.
Wise choice. Now then, and he looks towards his fellow portaliers. I assume you have the dragon taken care of, and I can debrief our friends here. And Willpower is kind of like, yeah, we got it. It's the three of the ladies of the portaliers step forward, and you see Hart and Paragon start to run their hands over the dragon in places where there's obvious damage. And with pink for Hart and Paragon's light blue energy seems to start stitching together some of the wounds and healing the dragon. As Kyriax runs forward on all 4 feet, just kind of loping, and leaps up and flies in next to and flies circles around the big dragon. Carl, is Carl gonna be okay? Carl! And Paragon just looks, don't worry, little one. She'll be fine. He'll be fine. Pronouns. I'd have a female dragon named Carl, I suppose. Why not? With that, Intellect kind of takes the 4 of you aside. Well done. I was right. 4 of you could be heroes yet.
Oh, please, I was just doing what I felt was necessary.
I actually didn't do anything.
You attempted plenty, and you...
Your efforts are appreciated. By the way.
Lodi just looks really excited. I could be a hero.
Absolutely. And the 4 of you helped some people around town, so I've heard. Went up against a small copper dragon, and then followed a stranger towards a giant red dragon.
I wouldn't say stranger, at least not to me.
You see it like that, it really doesn't sound that amazing, but I'll take it.
I wonder where you got your sources.
Just kind of looks at you with a smirk. Maybe one day I'll tell you. For now, I would like to make an offer to you. Meet me at...
Okay!
Eager. Meet me tomorrow at the atrium. And you know the atrium as, place I'm about to show you, is the center of essentially hero activities. So the headquarters of Portaliers, as well as a couple of other notable locations for the city. I'd like to take you on as probationary heroes for the city of Beacon. You've certainly proved yourself today.
Oh dear.
I could be your mentor if you wish. There's certainly some things we need to discover. Namely, where those black boxes came from. Which, by the way, I would like to have the one you got off of Kirax there. I know I've said his name 3 different ways now. As you seem to have blown up the other one.
My apologies. I might have gotten a bit overzealous.
Not a bad quality.
Who had the other thing?
I believe Mediocrities had it last.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right here.
And he takes it. I'll start researching this, and we'll discuss more tomorrow. If
I would
you
love
wish to
assist
be
you in that, if I may.
heroes of Beacon.
What's the payment like?
Oh, I should hope that heroes do their work for the sake of heroics, but I understand that not all people are motivated by the same thing, and kind of gives a smile and a glance over towards Loti.
You see, I haven't eaten in 2 weeks almost.
We can certainly sponsor you.
You got me.
So what
Now
you're
then.
saying is there's going to be food.
There can be food, lodging, and even a little bit of pay. But
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
first things first, if you're going to be a new team of heroes in Beacon, what shall we call you?
Oh dear.
Skeleton Girl and crew. How about that? It'll take the papers by storm. I can imagine it now. The lights are blazing as the new shows are announced for Skeleton Girl and crew.
I am
Didn't
not
you
much
just,
for
like-
theatrics, to be honest, but I will go ahead with whatever you people decide on.
How about the intellect adjacents?
I'm just here for the knowledge.
We'll continue to discuss. For now, meet me in the atrium tomorrow, and we'll discuss where Skella Girl and crew, or the intellect adjacents, where their future in Beacon, and heroics and stories, and maybe even legends, will lead. And with that, that is where we're going to close for this evening.
Oh.
So, this is a nice, short, sweet little one-shot. First of all, huge thank you to our players today, Luke, Shane, Patrick, and of course Lance, joining us from 20-Sided Adventures podcast. Lance, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you all do over there?
Oh boy. So yeah, I am DM to a homebrew 5e space opera that is full of tieflings, cute AIs, and match tech, which is super fun. We're getting close to recording the end of season 1, which is super neat. You can join us all at any social platform at 20SA podcast. And yeah, you can join our Discord. We're kind of quiet, but we're super fun if you enjoy memes and cute cat photos. So super fun. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course.
I usually just get to do your art, and I sit there sadly on my couch wishing I could join.
I was about to say, our character art since Arc 2 has been done by Lance, and he is absolutely awesome, usually churning out amazing work in way less time than I should give any artist out of respect to complete the work in.
I like challenges. It's fine.
Sorry. But yeah, if you like that work, also hit him up for that, because he's also an amazing artist among the myriad other talents. So, thank you to Lance and the rest of my players. Obviously, as well, thank you to Daylight Productions that made this. Again, this is Supers and Sorcery. It's available on Drive-Thru RPG. There's a PDF form. This was also recently kickstarted, and as part of that, there's hardback copies available as well. I am patiently waiting for mine and so looking forward to it. There's artwork all through it, including what's up on the screen right now. That's done by a whole team of authors and writers and artists. I'm not going to go through them all by name because there's literally a ton of people that worked on this, all amazing. You should absolutely go check it out. This whole world, Geistella, Beacon, all of them, it's ace. Included as part of this, you notice 2 of our characters are playing Chlorifolk. That is a new race available in this. There are also Nobolds, which are gnome and kobold hybrids, which are just fun. And there's something else I'm forgetting with this. Right. And this is part of it. There's actually a whole series of one-shots. So if you want to play with this but are nervous about making a campaign in a setting, there's 3 different little mini arcs. This is just the very first one at all different tiers of play. So if you want to do mid-level, a little bit stronger guys, you absolutely can do that as well. There's tips on whatever comic verse style you want to go to, whether you want to do like grim dark, or if you want to do more like Golden Age, Superman, haha, truth, justice, American way. Check this out. It's awesome. Also, I'm trying to get better about shouting out to people that I buy stuff from. Most of what you see on here is either free or from this adventure, but the map for the city center was done by Gogoats on DeviantArt. The creator map was done by Dice Grimorium. You can find them on patreon.com/Dice Grimorium. And we have a bunch of our different tokens available in the Roll20 marketplace by Oliver Smith, Forgotten Adventures, and Victor Nettleshev. So go check those guys out as well. What'd you guys think of this? This is kind of a different thing.
Reminds me of The Boys. It's really cool.
Yes.
That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was very
It
cool.
was super fun. I rolled way better than I thought I would.
You were rolling awesome.
I threw a freaking dragon, man.
Where else can you, as a level 1 character, throw a dragon?
Yeah.
I was like, at first when I saw the dragon, I was like, okay, Peter is gonna kill us right away.
Yeah, I love this. I've run this privately before as well, and I think my favorite moment every time is that moment when I have a group of level 1s, and the first thing out of my mouth is Ancient Red Dragon.
Nice.
Just seeing the horror on the faces. Yeah. So yep, thank you everybody again. Even though I took notes and I do notes, I always forget somebody, so thank you whoever I forgot. We'll be back next week with our regular tier 4 arc. We'll see you guys then. Thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves and tell more stories. Bye guys.
Bye-bye.